Okay guys, so this is the website manager. Now this is something new in the alpha tools and it's something very good that I really like. Okay, I'm glad that we've got this one in here. Now what you can see is when we're coming down, you've got red and you've got green and you've got some gray as well. Okay, let me just come down to the bottom down here and you can see it's got no data for those in gray. Okay, now pay attention to this where it's got success rate. Okay, when this is all done, we can choose the sites that we want to keep and the sites we want to get rid of, okay, according to the success rate that they have given us. Okay, so if I clicked up here, for example, to delete sites, what will happen is I can delete sites with success rate under 10%, under 20%, under 30%, under 40%, etc., etc. Okay, or I can just delete selected sites, the ones that I have checkboxed. Okay, now what we've got to remember with this is that we are playing a numbers game, especially with the tier 2 sites. Okay, it really is a numbers game. Some people might think, well, 20% success rate, that's fine for me. I want to keep those sites. Other people might think, no, I want 50 or above. Okay, that's entirely up to you. For me, I would take it 40, under 40%. I'm kind of lose interest, but from this point up, it's quite, it's quite acceptable because I'm just playing a numbers game and I do want some randomness. Okay, so that's the way that I use the website manager for the accounts. You can see in here we can reset to factory default. If we reset to factory default, we will have the same amount of sites as when you got the software. Okay, now we will update that factory default from time to time. Okay, it will be updated actually before we even launch tomorrow or the day after. But what you will see is that you can reset this. So if you lose your account, you just reset to factory default and you will be fine. Okay, what you can do as well is you can also open and save the sites, and you can store the sites and pull them back in via another computer if you've got a second computer license, so that you can work with those sites. Okay, now if we want to add some sites, we have a specific way to do that. Okay, I've got a couple of CSV files here. You can see here I've got the website type, I've got the website name, and in here you will see the failed and success rate, etc., etc. Okay, and the website group as well. Now what you can see, this is the format that we need to use. We put in the type of site. It might be Plague, it might be Scuttle, it might be Scuttle Plus, it might be PHP Doug. Okay, excuse me. At the moment, we are programmed for Plague. We are starting to add Scuttle Plus and PHP Doug. Okay, I want Scuttle Plus because they've got more to follow than just plain Scuttle. So you will see these being added over the next week or two for different sites. So for the meantime, you want to put it in this format. Okay, now there are places you can go and buy these. And we have a couple of people who are going to be scraping sites for us, and we will be providing some as well. Okay, so for now, you will get these two CSV files. Okay, now how do we use the CSV files? Okay, so there's two ways that we can add this. We can use the CSV. Okay, and I'll show you that first. All we need to do is click on Open Sites. I'll go over to Dropbox where I keep it. I'm going to do a search for Plague, which is what I've named these. Now be careful here because it looks like I don't have any CSV files, but here you can see it's automatically looking for TXT files. Okay, change it to all files and these will start to appear. Now I'm going to be giving you some of these to begin with. Okay, I'm going to be giving you some extra sites to begin with so that you can get going with this really fast. Okay, so I'm just going to click on open and watch what happens up here. I've got 309 sites right now. When I click on open, that changes to 1625. Let's do that one more time. I've got another file there that I can use. I'm going to change it to all files. I'm going to choose the second bookmark Plague sites for testing. Okay, click on open. So we've got 1600 sites. Now we've got 2546 sites. Okay, now some of these have not been tested. Okay, so I'm expecting to have a high failure rate until we have done a couple of runs of this, and then I will come in here and I will delete the sites under 40%. Okay, that's my choice. You might have a different idea for that. You might want higher success rate or you might want lower. Don't forget that the less these sites are failing, then it's going to be cheaper for your captures as well. So that's how we add sites. Now there's a second way we can do it as well. We can click over here and click on add sites, and that will be done just by copy and paste, where you have one per line and you will have it in the same format where you will put in here, for example, plague, comma, URL, and look in between here, there is no spaces before or after the comma. Okay, you just copy and paste, no spaces between the platform name, which in this situation will be plague, comma, URL, and no spaces in between the comma and before or after. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.